In a world in search of streaming guidance, two mild-mannered wannabe film critics bring you their reviews on the latest streaming releases. Nerds by art and heart. This is Real Streamers with Eric and Ryan.
Hey, welcome to the show. I'm Eric.
And I'm Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
Hey, Eric.
So we got a pretty big release this week on HBO Max, also in the theaters for those of you who go to the theaters anymore, I guess.
They're still out there right now. They're coming
They're
back.
still out there. All right, so we're going to review the movie. We've got topics of discussion that we're going to go over. We're going to rate the movie with our Reels rating system. And after all is said and done, we're going to have some movie news. What do you think of that, Ryan?
Awesome. Yeah, let's get into it.
All right, cool. Okay. Currently at 48% on Rotten Tomatoes, starring Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, Jared Leto, directed by John Lee Hancock. This is The Little Things.
Something I gotta know. How's a guy with the best clearance rate in the department work 15 years without a promotion?
Maybe I didn't go to the right church. When I look in your eyes, what I see, it ain't good.
He knew all the details, but he wasn't within 10 miles of the killing.
Why is that? Why is that?
How's the trunk space?
All right. Summary. Our favorite short summaries from IMDb.
Yeah.
I think this was probably my favorite. Have you seen this?
No.
Have you seen it? No? Okay.
I want to be surprised.
Okay, here we go. Two cops track down a serial killer.
That's it.
That's it.
I love it.
Obviously, there's more to that, but
Yeah,
that's
I guess it's
basically
little things in the
it.
description, huh?
Yeah. That's basically it, though.
Shit.
Yeah. So, the trailer, Ryan. You saw it. What did you think when you saw it?
I like the trailer actually. I got pretty pumped up. I was like, all right, cool. We got a nice drama going. It's got Denzel, Rami Malek, Jared Leto. Like it's got a banging cast, and it's been a while. Denzel doesn't usually do any floppers, so why not?
Yes, agreed. I was all over the trailer. Loved it. It looked like it might be like another cool, like Science of the Lambs type of epic sort of movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I was getting like a Seven type of vibe, or like one
Yeah.
of those good thriller throwbacks.
Yeah, classic Denzel, looking like classic Denzel.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. And after watching the movie, what'd you think? Did that meet your expectations or no?
Not even close.
Yeah, right? Oh my God.
Yeah, like wow, talk about dropping the ball. Like just I couldn't believe the just fumble at the end. Like it was going and then it just started. Like it was just bad, like so much.
Yeah.
Like, I
It's
think
going up, then it went downhill.
yeah, like the stock exchange lately, like a lot of ups and downs, nothing
Yeah.
consistent, like totally like kind of all over the place.
I was into half the movie. The first half, I was, it felt like a little classic 90s detective storyline, with
Yeah.
some smart ass characters and police people. But
Yeah,
that's
I
just half
agree.
of it.
Right, exactly. Like it was a good, like it felt like a good warm up. Like you were there, you were getting involved with everybody. You kind of understood the cops, and you knew where
Yeah.
everybody was at.
Yeah. It seemed like they made it out to be a bigger story than it actually was. At least judging by the trailer. The trailer looked like sort of like this big epic sort of story.
Right.
And it didn't turn out to be so. It
Right.
went a little slow too.
And I think that's more on how the movie was made. because this could have been a big story because it was a lot of freaking killings, but they kind of like just
Yeah,
downplayed it as just another case, you know, like
yeah,
come on, like where's the the guts behind it and everything, you know?
it definitely seemed incomplete. I mean, I still had a lot of questions after the
Yeah.
movie was over. It didn't answer a lot of things, but
Yeah, exactly. It really just doesn't. It seemed like it wanted to be smarter than what it really was, and then it
right.
realized it wasn't that smart, and it's like, ah, shit, here we go.
It's like they couldn't figure out, okay, now what? We got this far, now what?
Yeah, like
It's like, how about
aha,
this?
like how about aha?
Yeah, yeah, not even an aha, right? Nothing.
Yeah, no, not even that. Sadly.
Yeah.
Best character.
Ryan, who did you feel was the best character of this movie?
Well, okay, I'll say even this, even the acting, hands hands down, great job all around. But for me, the best character that I liked seeing throughout the whole movie was Detective Baxter. Like I loved his growth through the whole movie. You get introduced to him as like this cocky, know-it-all detective, and then he starts.
Jim Baxter, Rami Malek, right?
Yes, Rami Malek doesn't let down again. He's just a phenomenal actor. I love his work, and he really plays the hell out of this detective. You really buy into him, and you can see that he is a part of him. Like it doesn't seem like you can tell a good actor when it doesn't seem that they're acting because it's so difficult to pull that off on screen. And Rami just seems to do that with every character. I think he's totally believable with whoever he plays.
I think Rami Malek was definitely being Rami Malek. It was very Mr. Robot type of a guy with a little bit more of pizzazz to him, a little bit more
Yeah,
oomph,
right.
which I like too. I could understand if some people didn't because he was a little, I guess, in the same way that you would like Rami Malek being sort of Mr. Robot. Some people might be turned off by that because it's sort of like the same character. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
Yeah, no, I get
But
it.
but yeah, I personally I did like his performance as well. As for me, I think it's got to be like Denzel. It's Joe Deegan. I think
Yeah,
he commanded attention. He gave a great Denzel performance. You couldn't help but pay attention. Yeah, whenever he was on the screen.
totally, totally.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I was totally engaged whenever he was doing his stuff, and I wish they gave him more to do though. I
Yeah,
don't
see,
think.
that was my thing. It seemed like he was supposed to be the star, but he played like a supportive character during the whole movie.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
it seemed that way.
that's
Yeah,
why I couldn't get it to him. I like the whole Baxter, like this guy has to learn from the old cop that was,
right,
he just heard gossip about, and I thought that
right.
was a good play. But
Yeah,
yeah, you're right. Denzel though was lives up to Denzel in this movie.
yeah. We even had a classic Denzel meltdown in the interrogation room. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that was great. That was Yeah, I mean, just the emotion this guy carries, and he can pull on screen with just the way he acts is just masterful.
Yes, yes. Like I said though, I just wish he was more of a driving force, which didn't seem like he was in the
Yeah,
story, right?
right. And the story altogether, right? I mean, it just seemed, yeah, because in the beginning he's kind of supportive, and then at the end it seems like they give him more to do. Like, oh, we got to put him more in now. All of a sudden, I don't know. It just seemed really thrown together awkwardly. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like the actors were the right people who needed to be, but they weren't like, put in the right role based on story. I think or something.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, makes sense.
Worst character.
For me, I thought it was Albert Sparma. Sparma, right? That's his name.
Yeah, Sparma.
Jared Leto. Yeah.
Yeah,
Surprisingly, not because of his performance, because usually he goes a little over the top.
right.
With this, it made sense that he sort of goes over the top,
He
but
is a
it
little
seemed
kooky, right?
yeah, it seems sort of like a waste since there was no real conclusion to this character. It's like
Yeah, and I agree. I agree. Yeah, exactly. That's a great point. See, because for me, there was no bad character. I just think the characters were used poorly. And
yes,
and and like you're
yes,
saying, like, yeah, I would have loved to have gotten a little darker with the Jared Leto character and seen like how creepy this guy could be. It seemed like we just kept getting teased by it little by little, never got a payoff.
yes, exactly. No real payoff. There's no really backstory on him. Just he's this creepy guy, basically,
That
right?
knows cop stories really well, apparently,
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah, and he wasted a
he's a
cop's
crime buff.
time sometime.
Yeah, yeah, and then was it even him that did the killings? I mean, that wasn't clear. I
Exactly, and that's the
Yeah,
frustrating part where it's like, really?
yeah, they made him out to be like he had this essential role, begging for attention, from the
Right.
cops and stuff, and just from the audience. But like you said, no payoff.
No payoff, no payoff at all.
How about you? Who was the worst character?
Well, see, again, that's why I got to say, like, there was really no worst character. I just think the characters weren't allowed to be played fully as they could have been. I mean, even
Used
as the
properly.
story used properly, thank you. And even as Denzel's ex-wife, the story with how they broke up could have been played out a little better, and like where she was at now in the relationship, and maybe if she still had feelings, like it just seemed like a lot of like half stories,
Right.
that didn't really pay off anywhere.
Right.
And those were maybe the little details they should have focused on.
Yeah. Yeah. There's so much potential. I think the story had so much potential, but the execution wasn't.
Exactly. It
Yeah.
just didn't fall all the way through.
The scene.
Ryan, what scene did you feel made this movie
Well,
or
I
make
like
this movie?
right at the beginning for me. I think it grips you like right away. It tells you like there's this bad guy that is a little menacing. He's clearly creepy, and they're after him. And I think that I like the way that movie just sets the whole tone. And
You're talking about the chase scene with the
yes,
with the
the
young
chase.
woman in the car? Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and then she's running around the building, and then she
Yeah.
stops at the trucker. I thought that was awesome because it sets you up for like, oh wow, like someone
Yeah.
had to do that, and it was just even the little things that she did
Yeah.
that
That was a
got
good
her
setup.
to escape. Yeah, I thought that totally set up the movie really well, and for me,
Ryan,
that's what made
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Let me ask you something. Why did she get out of the car? Why did she stop?
I don't
Why
know. To
why didn't she
me,
keep on driving, man?
why did well she got out because she thought maybe someone was in there. But why do you leave
Yeah.
the keys in the car? Like
Yeah.
take the keys with you in case you got to hop back in there. Like I
Yeah.
just didn't leave it open like that. I'm like, all right, come on, that's a little too horror movie helpless
Yeah.
victim. Like use some sense.
Th-
Did you have to get that far away from your car? Why don't you honk your car like as soon as you
Yeah.
pull up?
Some horror movie bad decision making.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. Well, my scene that I thought made the movie was anything Denzel being detective-y, you know?
Yeah.
I think we needed more of that, like we were talking about before, more of him like taking command. I think a good example of this was when he went into the was it the AAA repair shop where we first see Jared Leto, and he
Oh
and he
yeah.
just
And he starts looking at the list of names and stuff.
exactly he just goes in there and he's taking command and
Just
owning
talking.
the room and
Yeah, yeah,
being
that was
yeah
awesome. That was really awesome. And you can
yeah
tell, and you got that total cop vibe. Like that's exactly how it would go down, with someone being that bravado and just talking and just, making it seem really casual, but also letting you know something's up.
yeah. It's him, I think, in his element there, and we
Yeah.
needed more of that. I think we didn't get enough.
Yeah. I think to me, Denzel plays an awesome cop every time. Like he's just, well, he does anything really great. Like I can't say like I've seen him in anything really bad that I would wish he didn't do, but yeah, when he's in an action and like a cop scene like that, it just really just shows how he can really command a scene.
Worst scene.
All right, Ryan, we've got the worst scene. What did you feel was the worst scene in this movie, and why?
For me, was the whole breaking into the apartment when Deke breaks in there and all
hmm
he finds is newspaper clippings, and I was like, okay, so now what? Like it doesn't show what else he's gonna think of now, and like even him frustrated that he just found newspaper clippings. It was to me, it was just kind of like a waste. Like, okay, that was kind of pointless, and it
Yeah,
didn't seem like it didn't know where it was gonna go after that.
I felt the worst scene was when Jim and Sparma start digging in that field. That
Oh
whole
yeah,
sequence.
that was
It,
pretty. Yeah, that was a little cringy.
yeah, I didn't understand. It's like, where are we going here? You know, it's like who would do that? Who's that? What cop is that desperate? I mean, it didn't
Exactly.
make me
Yeah.
believe that there's somebody that desperate that would do that.
Yeah,
Let me
and
go ahead and let this guy watch me dig
start digging.
holes.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I didn't get that role reversal at all. I was like, well, that was a simple like, no, you do it.
yeah, yeah.
Like I didn't get.
He was clearly egging him on, and it resulted in nothing really. I mean, just killing off the Sparma character for nothing. What it seemed like it was disappointing and not very satisfying.
Yeah,
And I
not
think
at
it
all. I
played
mean,
really flat. Yeah.
yeah, at least throw in some sort of other clue or something, or maybe like even if he was gonna mess with them, have it be a different type of bone or whatever. Like at least give us some sort of payoff.
Yeah, I was waiting for a Seven moment where it's like he digs up his wife or
Right.
something. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Because
A
he did
box,
ask.
a
He was
box
talking
with
about
her
their
head in
kids
it.
and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I was like, oh man, that'd be nuts if that happened, but it didn't happen. Nothing happened.
Yeah, nothing at all. And then I think that's just the total. Like I guess that's when the movie is trying to be like, aha, like guess what? It's not what you thought it was.
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
But for the just for the sake of being, that's not what you thought it was.
right?
Without
Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
without the
come on,
payoff.
total waste of time all around.
All around.
Poor Rami had to dig those ditches for nothing.
Work up a sweat,
You saw him sweat through
get
that
his
shirt.
clothes all, get his nice suit all dirty.
How dare they?
The message.
All right, the message, Ryan. What did you think the message of this movie was?
I was really confused by the message because basically what I'm getting from it is ACAB. Like, all cops are bad. Like, yeah, it's a conspiracy movie about a cop that accidentally killed a victim and then decides to cover up by killing some other guy that they don't even know is the killer. Like, what the hell's going on here? It's just,
Yeah,
to me, it's a bad cover up story. There's a better way to do a cover up. And to me, like, if you are going to do a police, like, shady cover up, go all the way. Don't just half ass it and be like, well, they were doing it for a good cause or whatever. Just have it be like, this guy's just a bad guy. Like he did in Training Day. Like that was awesome to me. Like that's more
yeah,
to me that's more believable. That's more of a better story worth watching than to just have it be like, well, look at this situation.
yeah, yeah. I think I'm right there with you. It's like it just seemed like, hey, cops are they're trying to do their best. They have good intentions, but at the end of the day, it's like they
Sometimes they
look
mess
out. They
up.
mess up, and then they look out for their own.
Yeah, and they got to cover their ass. What are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
yeah.
Like, really?
That's all I got from this movie. Yeah, but like you said, I mean, if they were gonna do this sort of cover up movie, they should have done a better job.
Yeah, it just seems like don't we don't have us question morality more than it is. Like just tell a good story. Either have it
Yeah,
be the actual bad guy or have it be the cop that wanted to clear his name. Like it doesn't have to be this overly dramatic, complex situation.
at least make it entertaining.
Yeah, at least give us something.
Yeah, something to be like, oh damn, or
Could,
holy shit. But
yeah,
no, we didn't get any of that.
could at least given us another body at the end.
Yeah.
The music.
Ryan, what did you think of the music?
I thought the music was okay. Nothing special. Nothing that definitely distracted from the movie. I thought it fit well. It wasn't anything that almost seemed like it wasn't that well thought into, like the rest of the movie. So I can't really go one way or another with it.
I thought it was fine. They threw in a few '90s tunes, which is cool because it's set in the '90s.
Yeah,
I did specifically. I did like Deacon's like oldies that he was playing. I
that was
think that
cool.
I think that enhanced sort of his character, and I think it made you sort of relate to him more, especially with those songs being so like universally familiar. I think you get a better sense of the kind of person that he is. I think that's what I feel with that. And every time they played one of his oldie tunes, it felt like this is like Deacon scene. We're like
Yeah,
living through him
that's
basically.
true.
So yeah, that's as far as like
One thing that I did notice that I thought was kind of odd that they did put in there was how they were playing one of Deke's song towards the end, and all of
yeah.
a sudden they mentioned like, "Oh, that's the end. Now we're becoming a radio talk station." So it's kind of like,
Oh, I didn't catch that.
yeah, like to me, I was kind of like, well, it was like, is that like a metaphor, like of him being obsolete now, or like, I don't know. It just kind of like, I just thought like that's an odd thing to kind of throw in because even when a radio station does end, they never like just switch hands like that.
Right.
Like there's usually a process. So I don't know.
Mhm.
I just thought it was just kind of a funny thing to throw in.
Interesting.
The looks.
Art direction, cinematography. How did you feel this movie looked?
I love the looks. It was very LA, totally Valley.
Yeah.
And
Hollywood.
I thought, yes, definitely Hollywood. You can tell the backdrop. I did like it a lot. I thought it was done well. There was nothing that seemed out of place the whole time, and it was a good setting throughout the whole movie. I thought.
Yeah, I agree. There was a hint at the 90s. It wasn't
Right.
overwhelming 90s like some
No.
movies tend to do.
Yeah,
I
they
think they could
didn't
have played it
Wonder
up.
Woman 1984 it, with the
Yeah, yeah.
90s.
Yeah, they even I think they even could have played it up a little more. It
I agree.
wasn't,
I think so
yeah.
too. It was almost an afterthought.
Right. Yeah, but that's it. Other than that, overall, it was fine.
Yeah.
The ending.
Ryan, did you like how this movie ended?
I would have liked if it ended sooner if it was going to be that crappy. I hated it. Like it was just kind of like you wasted my 2 hours plus. I could have been watching anything better than this. I just hated the ending. Like to me, it just felt like the payoff just didn't give it for the time spent throughout the whole movie. It had a great pace at the beginning. It slowly starts to die out, and then it just seemed like it completely dies at the end.
Yeah, I agree, Ryan, 100%. It seemed incomplete. There's no real conclusion. Still, like I said before, still a lot of questions.
Yeah, like did the director get tired of filming it, and that's why we don't have these answers? Like, what the hell happened?
Yeah, it basically goes into like a big giant circle, is what I felt. I mean, you have Deacon, killing somebody by accident, having to cover up himself for
Right.
it, and then we go to Rami Malek. At the end, he basically ends up in the same situation. So we got this big,
Killing someone by accident that Deacon
yeah,
has to cover up for. Yeah, it's like
exactly.
what is this circle back shit?
Yeah, exactly. There's no progression. There's no, there's not much there. Who's the good guy? Who's the bad guy? We
And
don't really
is the
know, I
killer
guess.
still out there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then the whole part with the red beret
That was
that
so
he
lazy. I
finds.
couldn't believe that. Yeah, I was like, really? Like, and how does Rami not, as a detective, not realize it's a brand new freaking beret that he's looking at?
Yeah, exactly. It was
Come on,
very clean, and then
like
I mean,
there's no scratch on it, no nothing, not
yeah,
even like hair dust.
and then knowing the FBI is taking over, I mean, don't you think they might find her body, and maybe the red beret would probably still be with her in her
Right.
hair or something, I mean,
Yeah,
so
and then
it
what
just,
happens? Exactly.
yeah,
It's just
exactly.
very lazy, very like, someone else's problem now.
Yeah, and just at the end of the movie, it just makes you feel not very good. There's
No, not
no,
at all. Like you
not
don't feel good for the
satisfying.
cops. You don't feel good for the killer. Was the real killer even caught? What the hell did I just watch?
Yeah, it feels like one of those movies where it's like, well, yeah, but that's life. Life is messed up. Things happen. It's like, but it's a movie.
That doesn't mean
You
it's
know?
okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a movie. Make me feel good. Damn it, I want to
yeah.
feel
Like,
good.
hey, how about not making me feel crappier than I already feel for a couple hours?
Would you watch it again?
Ryan, would you watch this movie again, and how many times?
I would not watch this again. I was trying to think of something smart to say, but it's not even worth it. Just like the direction in this movie, I'm too lazy to even think of something clever to say. So I'm just gonna end it with no.
Okay. Yeah, I have the same answer. No.
The verdict.
All right. Let's calculate our ratings.
I don't think it has to total that much. Boom, boom.
All right, all right. Let me explain the rating system at least. So, we're gonna base it off of reels. 1 to 6 reels. 1 reel is garbage. 2 reels is not good, but better than garbage, I guess. 3 reels, okay. 4 reels, it's worth your time. 5 reels is great. 6 reels is a perfect movie. Ryan, what do you give this movie?
I gotta give it. The movie is garbage. The acting is great. So for that, I give it a 2. That's the best way I could describe it. Like, it's if you like seeing your favorite actors act, you won't be let down by this. But
Yeah.
if you're looking to get a good story out of it, no, don't bother.
Yeah. Okay. I'm close, I guess. I'd give it, just because of the acting, I'd give it a 3. I think it's okay. You're not really missing anything if you don't watch it. But if you like these characters, or you like these actors and you want to see them in a movie, in a brand new movie that you haven't seen before,
Yeah,
go for it. Just like manage your expectations, and you'll be fine.
yeah. Like to me, it's like have your phone handy, be ready to fiddle with it during the movie,
Yeah,
and just enjoy it or try to at least.
right. If you're doing something else, background
Good background
movie
movie.
or
Yes.
something. Yeah. All right. Hey, guess what, Ryan?
Uh-oh.
So I got a few fun facts.
Ooh, we
Fun
like
facts.
those.
Yeah, regarding this movie. So, did you know the writer director John Lee Hancock originally wrote this screenplay almost 30 years ago, back in 1993, which I guess sort of makes sense that it's set in that time period.
Wow, I did not know that at all. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was like sitting on a shelf for like 30 years maybe, or he was tinkering with it. 30,
Wow.
30 years it probably wasn't long enough. He probably needed another
Yeah.
like 10 to 15 to get it right maybe.
Can you give it at least 5, bro? 5 more, maybe you would have had something.
Yeah, but he actually has some pretty good credits on his side. So he's directed The Blind Side. He's directed Saving Mr. Banks, The Founder. So he technically he knows what he's doing. I guess it just didn't
Yeah,
work.
and I mean,
out.
it's not that you can't tell that he doesn't know what he's doing in this movie at all. Like the movie is played out the way it plays out. It just seemed as a storytelling aspect wise, kind of not wrapped
Right.
up in the best bow that it could have been.
So the director part wasn't the problem. It's the writer part probably.
I think so. Yes.
Hmm. And one more fun fact is Steven Spielberg, Clint Eastwood, and Danny DeVito were all originally attached to direct this movie.
Wow.
And yeah, that's interesting, huh?
Well, those are very LA directors that are very. You said Danny DeVito, Clint Eastwood, and who else?
Steven Spielberg.
Okay. Well, Spielberg is Valley, but who knows?
That's a wide gamut of different types of
Yeah, and
directors.
those are different themes with each with each
Yeah.
director. Like
Hmm.
I wonder like if a Danny DeVito version would be like a Get Shorty version, with Spielberg, who knows what kind of version we would get out of that.
Yeah. Clint Eastwood would probably
I
would have
think
gotten something a lot more gritty.
yeah, I think Eastwood would have definitely gotten a little more grittier with it. Could have been good. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that no, it wasn't good.
Interesting though, right?
Yeah, very interesting. I like that fact. I wonder, it's just a what if, a good what if.
All right, Ryan, that's it. That's the little things. We gave our opinions, we gave our ratings, and voila. No more
Wow.
to say.
Good. Let's get away from it, please.
All right, let's get into something new that we're doing. Some movie news.
Yeah.
All right. We're gonna stick with this movie just
For a little bit. Just real quick.
just for this one story. So Denzel Washington had no time for Jared Leto's quote unquote method acting while filming The Little Things. Are you surprised?
I am not surprised at all. Which is I was waiting for something to come out. I couldn't wait. I understand that some people have to get into this to do what they have to do, but I mean, it's really no obligation of the rest of the cast to have to put up with this crap. Like, I get it. Like, and Jared Leto, he did do a good job. I thought his acting did do well, but I just think that everyone else has to suffer for his portrayal of art is kind of obnoxious and really just overdone.
Yeah, apparently he stayed away from him off camera.
Good.
They just like nodded as they passed each other by, and that's about it. I mean, we have that famous incident with Viola Davis on the set of Suicide Squad where she said that she had her pepper spray handy because Jared was going a little over the top, giving weird gifts to like his castmates and whatnot. So I like people being called for their bullshit when it's necessary, and this is
you can't
especially with Denzel. Don't mess with Denzel, even alone.
Never ever. He's got an Oscar. Like, how dare you?
I think so does Jared. Jared has an Oscar, and so does Rami. All three of them Oscar winners, I think.
But all right, but still,
but still,
right,
Denzel.
Rami, maybe, but Denzel. Like,
Jared Leto's Oscar is different from Denzel's Oscars.
If Denzel starts giving Jared Leto singing advice, then Jared can tell him to piss off, But as far as acting, just leave Denzel alone, please.
All right, here we go. Next story. Zack Snyder. We have a date for the Justice League Zack Snyder cut, which is March 18th, HBO Max. You excited for that?
Super pumped. Can't wait.
All right, and he released a few posters for the movie, some artwork, and it's everything you'd expect a Zack Snyder movie to be. Dark.
That's where I got worried.
Dark and gray, black.
Yeah, a little emo.
A little emo, post-apocalyptic looking, and
right. And I was like, oh, all right, I guess this is where we're going. But you know what? I'm all in for how do you fall off the floor, right? Based on the last Justice League movie, I think this will definitely be an improvement either way. So it's just fun to see what's ahead.
Yeah, let's hope so. But I guess we know what to expect. So maybe we'll look at it and through a different lens.
Right. Yeah, exactly. We already know it's going to be a little dark, a little gritty, just based on the visuals that we're already getting. So strap in, folks.
All right. Godzilla versus Kong trailer. Ryan, did you see this?
Yes, and the more I see it, I get more and more pumped for it. I can't wait for this movie, and I might try and find a screen somewhere and go see this on a big screen. Like this is really awesome.
So Ryan, I guess a lot of people don't know, but you do work in healthcare facilities, so you are in the middle of vaccinating, I guess. So maybe this might be an option for you.
Yeah, definitely. Like I can say about the vaccine that it does give me a little more confidence to get out there and like just go out and enjoy with a little less worry. It's not that I'm totally, going out there without a worry in the world, but it does feel a little better that I got a little backup with me.
Nice.
And this movie is definitely going to get me out there to want to go look for a big screen. Like even an outdoor screen would be really cool just to see a big Kong and a big Godzilla going at it. It's just amazing.
Well, then you could be our man on the street sort of reporter and let us know how that went.
You got it. I will be in the trenches giving you the lowdown and everything that's going with the movies out there in the public as soon as I get that second dose.
Nice. Yeah, I felt this movie does look exciting. It was more action than anything else. We saw glimpses of the other characters, but it was all just Kong and Godzilla going at it, which was great.
Yeah, and what did you think about the little other stories with like the doll being represented and like the island? Like I think that's a pretty cool aspect. What do you think?
Yeah, that's cool. I'm just curious and how they put it all together. I mean, hopefully they do a good job and it'll turn out to be a really great movie.
Yeah, I can't wait.
All right, so The Matrix 4. We might have an official title.
Yeah, that
Apparently,
the little Instagram fiasco I was reading about, that maybe she accidentally leaked the title, I guess.
yes, it's a makeup. It was a makeup artist on the set. And she received some sort of gift from the movie,
Yeah, the
and
thank you gift, right?
yeah, and there is a printed card that said Matrix Resurrections.
Yeah, which makes sense because a lot of the characters are coming back. So if you're going to explain a way for them to come back, Resurrection is more of a better way than any other, you know.
Yeah.
And it is a computer system, so why not?
Why not? Makes sense. Warner Brothers came out and said that refuted this and saying that the Matrix movie has not been named yet, so it remains untitled according to them.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's fine. I'm sure they are trying to just block the big secrets from coming out. But either way, knowing the cast and who's on board, you can just kind of speculate where they're going with this. And I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, it's a story that pays off.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, one more story, Ryan. Wonder Woman 1984. Apparently, it was watched a whole lot, even more than what they expected. They were looking at over 2 billion. What was this?
2 billion minutes. It's
2 billion minutes in the first weekend, which is a weird,
That's
way.
a weird way to explain that. It's a lot of views.
Yes, but hey, good for them, man. I mean, like I said, I didn't particularly like the movie, but
Maybe they're explaining that not everybody finished it, like the first, how it was so long and how you had to watch it in parts. Maybe that's part of it.
Yeah, probably. I mean, hopefully it means more Wonder Woman, which we should get, just better.
Yeah, better. But I think this is ultimately the big payoff about having movies being able to stream at home.
Yeah,
is you get more eyeballs on it. You don't have to go out, and you can make it an experience at home. Not everybody wants to always go out. Some people just hate being out in crowds, and that's okay too. But why rob the movie experience from them? I love the streaming ideas. I think it's long overdue. And hopefully the Wonder Woman 1984 with these stats helps wake the rest of Hollywood up to keep this a normal thing. Because to me, also, there's nothing that's going to take away from the movie theater experience. As much as I have streaming right now, I'm dying to go back to a big theater and see all this stuff on the big screen. Like, I'll gladly pay to even rewatch some of these on a big platform, And I think that sometimes movie theaters get a little shy about, or I guess a little, I don't know,
timid.
Thank you. Timid about their product, not realize all the big payoffs that they get from people that get to go to their movies and the experience.
All right, everybody, that's the show. Thanks for tuning in. Ryan, thank you so much.
Yes, Eric, thank you. Another great episode as always.
All right, so I guess we'll catch you guys next time. Adios.
Adios, everybody. Till then.
This has been another episode of Real Streamers with Eric and Ryan.